U.S. remote home buyers are now getting a shock of a lifetime. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as I blow the lid off the U.S. economy and the U.S. housing market. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you they're tied together. Lose one, lose the other. Throw a dart at an economic challenge map, and we're now hitting something new, threatening the U.S. economy and the U.S. housing market. My friends, if you're new, please subscribe. Subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen some iron today. So new reports are... This stuff, you can't dream it up. To wrap your head around the magnitude, the severity of the waters we're swimming in now is almost laughable at this point. Anybody cheerleading these markets, which is the whole financial industry, primarily the real estate industry, of course they're going to cheerlead these markets. Of course they're going to tell us there's no crash risk here. Of course they're going to do that. They need to sell you a house to pay their own bills, to keep a roof over their own head, or not sacrifice the cushy lifestyle that was generated during the crisis. Those are the realities of what we're going through, what we're dealing with now. So as we read between the lines and look between the cracks, heat map and temperature check everything we can to make sure we've got a firm grasp on the realities of what's going on now. One of you, a subscriber, and if you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're new, please jump on board with us. We are doing a lot of great work here, iron sharpening iron, in the comment section of this channel. Some great conversations. Thank you. I continue to see a lot of you guys in there doing great things, and thank you for all the support. But the realities are, my job is to hopefully protect you in this volatile environment by not drinking the stimulus Kool-Aid, which is what the majority of Americans did, right down to our financial institution. They were drunk on stimulus. Unfortunately, we overheated the biggest economy in the world, the U.S. economy, which is now being rivaled by other countries, and the U.S. housing market, the biggest asset class in the world. That's what's going on now. So we have some pretty big headwinds continuing, and we're just scratching the surface. Like I said, throw a dart at anything right now. Banks going belly up, being absorbed by other banks. That's not good. That is not good. To try to make us feel safe. Oh, our money's safe in the system? No, it's not. That's why we're all looking for somewhere to park some money and get it out of the financial institutions, because they're incredibly compromised. And speaking of compromise, today, one of you, a subscriber, and like I said, thank you to everybody who subscribes, sent in something. They're like, hey, Scott, we talked about a year ago about potentially buying once the timing is right. And we're getting to those times. I've shown you many properties across the country right now where you can own it for less than it would cost you to rent it. That's the metric that says, I'm probably safe in this one. If my payment's within its rent range, well, that's a healthy property. Unfortunately, the majority of people piled into properties that's costing them way more to own the property than it would to rent. And now inflation is crushing them. Their earning power is now being compromised. And we know this from data, for all our data-driven people here. And we want to have a little bit of data, or maybe even a lot, to digest. But we really got to also look at variables, things that aren't shown in the data, which we're going to look at today. Scott, I live in this area, Washington State, and we had a lot of this hybrid remote working climate, people migrating to different areas to buy homes because they thought they were going to be able to remote work forever, and now they're getting pulled back to the office in a massive way. In fact, one of our biggest employers in the world, who drank the Kool-Aid, who benefited from lockdowns and now are in big trouble because business and the consumer is shrinking, Amazon. Amazon bought millions of dollars, or millions of square footage in this form of high-rise buildings in Washington, in the Seattle area, I believe, Bellevue. And they got this big behemoth that they bought, and now they got to sit in there sucking air, potentially. So they're notifying all my remote workers, it's a mandatory now. Did you get your butt back to this office? We need to fill this behemoth with bodies. Plus, we want to keep a closer eye on you. And they're going to start trimming the fat. They already have. We've reported on it. One of the biggest warning signs we saw this year or this past year during the holiday season was Amazon, which is typically their hiring season. Seasonal help, we're hiring. No, they were firing. They were laying people off. They were throwing people overboard. The first time in Amazon's history. But we swept that right under the rug. Let lamestream media continue to usher in whatever narrative we're supposed to believe next. That's why this channel, so ultra important in my opinion, because we're digesting it in a way that makes sense. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Come out somewhere in the middle. Don't let our highs get too high, our lows get too low. It's very important right about now to read between the lines and look between the cracks. So to drive our point home today, and I'm excited to wrap this one up, let's jump over to this article and see what's going on at our fuzzy friends at Amazon. Then we're going to meet back here to wrap this one up. Let's get started. Amazon employees in Bellevue to return to office once 2 new towers reach completion. And here you go. This is where they're all headed. As reported in February 2023, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy announced that the company has concluded that everyone is to be back in the office the majority of the time as of May 1st. Amazon employees that work elsewhere in the downtown Bellevue area are back in the office with a required 3 days a week. As Jassy explained in his February update with return to office plans, they know it won't be perfect at first. Oh, well, that's the understatement of the year. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. Friends, welcome back. So there you go. What do you think? It's not good. Let's just go ahead and boil this one down real quick because this is just a symptom of systematic failure from overstimulating the biggest economy and the biggest asset class in the world. And like I was about to say before we cut to the article, our subscribers like, listen, I see buying opportunity. These remote workers are in trouble. They're being pulled back to the office. They can barely afford their home payments when they got into them before inflation in a risen interest rate environment. And now they're worried about losing their jobs and they're forced to show up to the office and commute. These homes that they bought, because who bought homes in the crisis? We've reported on this. So if you're a regular watcher, you're going to know what I'm about to say. Who bought homes during this mess? The white collar wage earner. Tech industry. Anybody in the tech industry had tremendous gain, financial gain during stimulus because as we all went remote, and then the service sector, the people that were supposed to be out there boots on the ground actually working, providing goods and services, they were locked at home. If you were an essential worker or had the ability to go remote work, you were able to do okay. Everybody else got put on the sidelines. Handcuffed. That's insane. Insanity. So the realities are this. This is what we're going to continue to see because Amazon's a drop in the bucket. We see all these big companies now doing layoffs. A lot of them went remote. So a lot of them now are saying, hey, and Amazon's in big trouble. And I'll tell you why. First of all, they bought and hold that real estate building, which is under construction, and they bought it prior to the bubble popping, prior to interest rate hikes. So now they're sitting they got 2 strikes against them, and one more, and they're going to be out. They bought real estate in the height of the bubble. They're underneath tremendous amounts of debt with that building. And now they're forced to bring workers back to the office because they have no choice. Nobody else will rent that space. They can't release it to any other companies. Nobody wants it. We're contracting. We're in recessionary times. And this, I think, I was going to say scary, but I don't think any of us should be scared right now. We need to be aware. We're just getting started. We are at the tail end of a health crisis. Front end, very front end of a recession. We're just entering, and we're already seeing the things go topsy-turvy, shoes continuing to drop. We're just scratching the surface. I know many of my viewers are very ultra-aware and ultra-sensitive of things at play out there. But our job is really to wrap our head around, I don't know, level head, understanding the waters we're swimming in, and how exposed we are financially or lack thereof. So when I see this type of behavior out of the business world, people being pulled back to work, you're right, subscriber. Many of those homes from those employees, thousands of employees, if they can weather the storm and keep their job, have to get rid of their homes. And because they didn't do what we do here, what do? We check rent ranges. What's my standard amount down, today's interest rate, cost to carry the property, what will rent for? If those new numbers are close, I think we kick some tires. I think we shake the trees. I think maybe we go play in this environment. But if you didn't do that, you don't own your home. It owns you. And if now you're getting the ultimate rug pull from the crisis, that your remote job that you banked everything on because it was short-sighted, it was greed, in essence, unbeknownst to you. I didn't say you knowingly went out there and practiced greed. It was just you believed the narrative. It was herd mentality. You drank the Kool-Aid. We all did at some level. At some level. Some just played it ultra safe. Be greedy when others are fearful. Fearful when others are greedy. And final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, and win in life. Understanding when you see Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, now rug pulling their own employees. They're probably a deeper in the conference room of Amazon. Let's pull people back to this office and we'll see how many are capable of doing it, because they know there's going to be some fallout. Do you think Amazon, they're hoping there's going to be fallout because it saves them a layoff and potential unemployment benefits paid out if their employees simply quit. This is orchestrated firings is really what it is. Now that I think about it, wrap my head around it, and that's what's going on. So for us, and if that's you, don't worry. I went through blowback in 2008. I had sleepless nights. I had to weather that storm. I had to come out the other end. I had to reevaluate myself personally, professionally, financially, spiritually, everything, to make sure in this bubble environment, I treated it a little different, even as a real estate agent with financial gain. This bubble continues. Good old Scotty boy was due to continue to make money like it was hitting the lottery, like a casino climate. And that's why when I see other agents out there, of course I understand their sales trainings every week that they attend isn't telling them to help people delay their purchase. It's to get them to purchase now. Here's some of the dumb cliches and catchphrases you can say to get them to do it. No, go build millionaires. Your rewards in life, agents, will be in direct proportion to your contribution. Do you want to be a millionaire? Go make some millionaires, and that's how you become a millionaire. We're going to continue to blow the lid off this thing every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.